Ladies and gentlemen, let me tell you something right off the bat. You want a man to chase you? You tired of always being the one texting first, planning the dates, begging for attention like you're trying to sell Girl Scout cookies? Baby, let me break it down to you. You've been playing checkers in a chess game. But today, today, we flipping the whole board. Let me explain something that too many women overlook, and it's costing them the whole game. Mystery. Yeah, I said it. Mystery creates power. You show all your cards too early and that man ain't even gonna finish the hand. You think being open and honest means telling him everything about you in the first 3 dates, baby girl? No. That's not transparency, that's overexposure. A man don't fall in love with what he knows. He falls in love with what he's trying to figure out. Let him chase the unknown. You ever notice how a man gets obsessed with a game he can't beat yet? He'll play it for hours, all night if he has to. But the second it gets too easy, he moves on to something else. Now, don't get me wrong. I'm not saying you're a game to be played. But I am saying men are wired to solve puzzles, to pursue, to conquer. So when you hand him the whole answer key, he might appreciate it for a minute. But after that, he'll toss it aside because there's no mystery left. He already knows what tomorrow looks like with you. That's why the women who hold a little back, who keep a little mystery, they don't chase men, they get chased. Now think about this. When you first meet a guy and he's asking you questions, what do you like to do? Where you from? What's your biggest dream? Don't tell him everything in one sitting like he's your therapist. You don't owe him the blueprint to your soul just because he bought you dinner. Let him find out slowly. Let him dig. Let him earn those answers. It builds anticipation. It makes him lean in. Men don't value what's handed to them. They value what they discover piece by piece, like treasure. Let me give you an example. You ever watch those detective shows? The whole episode, the audience is guessing. Is it him? Is it her? What's really going on? And because we don't know, we glued to the screen, right? Same thing with you. Keep just enough unknown that he's leaning forward, trying to figure out who you really are. Not in a fake way, not by pretending to be something you're not, but by simply not giving away the entire story too early. It's okay to say, I'll tell you that later, or you'll have to earn that one. Those words hit different. You just raised the price on access to you. See, men chase what they can't fully predict. If you always say yes, always pick up the phone, always tell him exactly how you feel before he's even asked, where's the challenge? Where's the mystery? It's gone. And when the mystery's gone, so is the excitement. It's not about playing hard to get. It's about knowing you're worth discovering over time, not all at once. You got to understand something. When a woman's too available, mentally and emotionally, right away, the man's internal radar starts thinking, why is it so easy to get her attention? Why is she this invested already? It don't feel earned. And what isn't earned isn't respected. You ever see a man buy something expensive with his own money? Oh, he gonna treat that thing like it's made of gold. Why? Because it cost him something. Make sure your presence costs something, not in a manipulative way, but in a respectful way. You're not just something to be picked off a shelf. You're a whole experience. You're a whole elevation. And when a man don't know everything about you, he has to stay curious. He has to ask. He has to work. And in the process of working, something magical happens. He starts to value you more deeply because what we work for, we protect. What we invest in, we commit to. You want commitment? Start by creating mystery. You want a man to chase? Don't leave him a map. Make him find the trail. And trust me, if he's serious, he will. Let me tell you something that's as true in relationships as it is in business. Scarcity increases value. See, people want what they can't easily have. That's just how we're built. When something is rare, when it's hard to find, when it's not readily available to everybody, it becomes precious. People protect it, fight for it, invest in it. You show up everywhere, reply instantly, always say yes, and you think that makes you loyal or down. Now, what it makes you is taken for granted, real talk. If you're always around, always reachable, always doing the most, he starts thinking you ain't got nothing better to do. And the moment he feels like you got nothing better to do, he don't value your time anymore. He don't chase it. He expects it. Let me break this down like this. Imagine your favorite artist is doing a concert and they announce it's a one-night only show. No reruns, no second dates, limited seats. What happens? Tickets sell out, people line up, folks lose their minds trying to get in. Now imagine if that same artist performed 5 nights a week, every week in your neighborhood. Same songs, same set, same vibe. Yeah, you'd say, I'll catch the next one. That's how some of y'all are treating your presence with unlimited access and wonder why nobody's lining up. You ever notice how people panic when something's about to be taken off the shelves? Think about when a store says limited time offer. Even if you didn't need it, you suddenly want it. Why? Because it's not going to be there forever. Now take that same mindset and apply it to you. When a man knows you're not always available, not always replying, not always saying yes, he starts to wonder where you are, what you're doing, and who's keeping you busy. And that mystery, that gap in access, it activates his pursuit mode. He starts to realize, hold up, I might lose her. And when that thought hits, he starts to chase. That's how men operate. We chase what we fear losing. We neglect what we think we can always get back. But you got to stick to it. You can't just disappear for a day and expect him to lose his mind. You got to consistently show that your life is full, with or without him. That doesn't mean be rude or play cold games. It means have your own world, have things going on, be booked, busy, and unavailable sometimes, not to hurt him, but to remind him you're not living your life around his availability. Because if you're always just sitting around waiting for his text, always the first to respond, always adjusting your schedule to fit his, you're not looking like a prize, you're looking like a fallback. And men don't chase fallbacks. They chase front runners. They chase what makes them step their game up. Some women think love means always being there no matter what. And yes, love is loyal. But respect is earned by how you carry yourself. Don't ever confuse being there for him with being used by him. There's a big difference. Your energy, your attention, your emotional availability, it should be earned, not handed out like free samples at the grocery store. That's how you keep your value high. That's how you get him to take you seriously. So every now and then, don't answer the call right away. Let it ring. Let him wonder. Cancel a plan. Say you've got something else going on. Make time for yourself. Invest in your passions, your peace, your people, because when you create a life that's rich and full, you become someone who's not just desired. You become someone who's hard to replace. And that's the key. You want him chasing? Don't stand still waiting. You want to be valued? Be less available. Let him feel that your presence is not promised, it's earned. Let me drop some grown folks' truth right here. Sometimes the most powerful move you can make is to pull back right when everything feels perfect. I know it sounds backwards, but listen to me. A lot of women get caught up in the good moments thinking, this is it, he's feeling me, let me give him more. And I get it, when it's good, when he's showing up, texting more, calling sweet, finally treating you how you deserve, you want to lean in, hold tight, and pour everything into it. But if you do that too early, if you go all in before he's proven he's all in, you'll end up giving him the satisfaction of emotional security without requiring real commitment. That's the trap. A man only invests deeply when he feels like he could lose something valuable. So what you got to do is disrupt his comfort just enough to make him wake up. Now, I'm not talking about being petty or toxic. I'm talking about being strategic. The next time y'all are vibing, the chemistry's high, he's texting you good morning and good night, pull back just a little. Don't respond as quickly. Don't be so available. Don't rearrange your life around his attention, because the moment he feels like he's got you, like your emotions are wrapped around his finger, that's when he starts testing boundaries. That's when the effort starts slipping. That's when the chase fades. But when you suddenly pause that energy, when you go from texting all day to responding in your own time, from canceling plans for him to keeping your own, you create a gap. That gap is powerful. That gap makes him ask, wait, did I mess up? Did something change? And that questioning puts him right back in pursuit mode. Men are wired to chase what they feel is slightly out of reach. Give him everything up front, and there's no challenge. Give him everything too soon, and he loses curiosity. But pull back right when he thinks he's got it all, that makes him focus. That makes him reevaluate. So here's the hard part. Most women pull back when they're angry or hurt. But emotional withdrawal is most effective when things seem fine. That's when it hits the hardest. That's when he starts to panic a little, because it wasn't triggered by drama or an argument. It was just you choosing you. And that quiet shift in your energy, that's the real test. That's when you see if he steps up or fades away. A man who truly wants you will feel that distance and move closer. A man who was just playing will use it as an exit. Either way, you win, because now you've created space for the truth to show up. Ladies, you have to understand this. Men respect boundaries more than begging. If he starts pulling back, don't chase, match his energy, then step one pace behind. Let him feel what it's like not to have your emotional warmth every day. Don't send that paragraph. Don't ask what's wrong, just shift. Quietly, elegantly, powerfully. That emotional silence will speak volumes. And in that silence, he will either realize your worth or reveal his intention. Both are valuable outcomes. See, you got to stop giving away the comfort of your love when a man hasn't yet earned the commitment that comes with it. You keep showing up 100% when he's giving 60% thinking he'll catch up. He won't. Not unless something shakes him. Not unless you remove your energy and let him feel the absence of it. That's what sparks change. That's what turns maybe into pursuit. That's what makes him sit with himself and say, damn, I had something real and I felt it slip. So don't be afraid to pull back. Not to hurt him, but to protect you. Not to manipulate, but to measure. Because sometimes the most loving thing you can do for yourself is walk a few steps back and watch who follows. Let me tell you something that most women don't realize they're doing, but it's killing the whole vibe. seeking a man's approval before he's even shown you he deserves your attention. And I get it. You meet a guy, he fine, he charming, he's saying all the right things, and next thing you know, you're wondering if he likes you instead of asking yourself, do I even like him? That's backwards. That's validation in reverse. And it puts all the power in his hands from day one. And let me tell you, when a man feels like you're trying to earn him instead of the other way around, he stops trying altogether. You ever been on a date and catch yourself overthinking your outfit, your words, your opinions, trying to impress him? That's what I'm talking about. You're so focused on making sure he's into you that you forget you're the one who's supposed to be doing the choosing. You forget that your time, your attention, your energy, they're the prize, not his approval, not his validation, not his compliments. And the moment he senses that you're performing to keep him interested, he loses respect, even if he doesn't say it out loud. Men don't chase what comes off desperate. They chase what makes them feel like they got to measure up. See, what flips the game on his head is when you stop trying to impress and start evaluating. Instead of thinking, I hope he texts me back, think, if he don't, that's his loss. Instead of asking, why is he pulling away, ask, is he even worth my time? That subtle mindset shift, that's where your power lives. Because now you're not sitting around waiting to be chosen. You're out here doing the choosing. When a man starts to feel like he has to earn your approval, that's when he starts working for it. That's when he sends the good morning text before you even wake up. That's when he plans real dates instead of hitting you with the "you up" message. That's when he asks questions, pays attention, steps up. Because now he knows you're not just excited to have a man. And let me tell you something, that kind of woman, she stands out. She's unforgettable. The key is to move like a woman who already knows her worth. A woman who ain't afraid to walk away if something don't feel right. A woman who ain't gonna shrink herself just to be accepted. You gotta stop over-explaining. Stop justifying your standards. Stop softening your boundaries just to keep him around. If he really wants to be in your life, he'll rise to meet you. But if you're constantly lowering your expectations just to keep his interest, you're building a relationship on weakness. That ain't love, that's survival. You ever notice how men will chase a job opportunity, hustle for a promotion, work overtime for their dream? Why? Because they value it. They want it. They feel like it validates them. You got to be that same kind of goal. You got to carry yourself like being with you is an elevation. And that don't come from what you wear or how you talk. It comes from how you move. It comes from not giving everyone access. It comes from having standards and sticking to them, even when it's tempting to settle. And the best part, when you stop needing validation, that's when you get it the most. Because people can feel it. Confidence is silent. Desperation is loud. When you walk in the room knowing your value, you don't need to prove it. He'll feel it before you even speak. And if he's a real one, he'll step correct. If he's not, you'll save yourself months or years of wasted time. So stop chasing his yes and start standing in your no. You're not here to convince anyone you're worthy. You're here to recognize who already sees it and let the rest go. Let me explain something real clear. Relationships are like mirrors. What you give should reflect what you get, period. And if a man is giving you breadcrumbs and you out here baking full-course meals with candles and wine, girl, you ain't in love, you in labor. You working too hard for something that should be mutual. You giving more than he is, and every time you do, you're teaching